as people. You know, it's about the inspiration, the connection, and the contribution. We're covering the connection part with the Bethel Chamber of Commerce, which is a huge part of it. But I want you each to share with me something that either inspires you as a person, or what inspired you to start your business, or a little bit about your why. And whoever, you can just go, boo, pick me first. I won't choose you. Anybody chomping a good?
Yeah.
Yay!
Mine's easy because for me it relates right back to my community.
Yeah.
The space kind of found me. It inspired me. As you know, I grew up in the arts, and it was an instant. I don't know. For me, what inspires me is my community. Are the people, my children, my church, my town, my trainers, wherever I'm at, and I wanted to give back to them. That fills me. And the best way I know how to give back is through the arts, and maybe not just teaching the arts, but coordinating the arts. What a beautiful avenue, and it's just so starting to come alive in Bethel. It's the humanities. It's what we need in this time of chaos going on. It's a safety place. It's something for our kids to do that aren't athletes, So that's my inspiration, and it makes me feel full when I'm part of that process. So it was just made total sense to have a hub where that creation could happen.
I personally was thrilled when you opened your doors, because I have an art dance background as well. So, and you really do an amazing job bringing that there. You see, I didn't even pay her. She added in the contribution part all on her own. I love this. That's awesome.
Connection. My kids say.
They're adorable. Keith, what about you?
Well, my why stems from just having a long career in sports and then having it cut short. And I see that happening over and over and again. And we tend to start as children when we grow up with athletics, is your dream is to always play professional. You always want to be great. And what I kept seeing was that I saw a lot of good athletes, and they were given really bad information. And so what I noticed when I got out of school was that there was a big gap in the way athletes were being taken care of. And I saw that as an athletic trainer, we were really doing our job well on the field, taking care of the athlete, keeping them safe, and making sure that they can get out to practice on time and really perform. But then when there was an injury, we were the athletic trainer themselves was doing a great job of getting that athlete seen by the proper medical professional, and really being the hub of the wheel when it's time for them to go outside and get care. Well, we were getting them to the proper medical professional. Well, then that medical professional would pass them down in the insurance chain, and then once insurance stopped paying for a service, the athlete stopped getting served. And we were getting them back at about 65–70% as an athletic trainer, and then asked to put them back on the field. And because everything was signed off, they thought they were ready. And what we were finding was that they weren't maximizing their genetic potential at all. And so we started caring for these athletes and taking them from 70% to over 100, because they ended up being better than they were when they came to us. And we started getting asked, do we have to be injured to train with you? And I said, well, I guess not. Let's see what we can do with a healthy athlete.
Let's start here and take you up to the
There
next
you go.
one. Yeah.
And so we found that if we provided them with an environment and all the tools necessary, we really could give them a fighting chance to maximize their genetic potential, but it had to be a family experience. And we started with building a house of champions. It really had to overflow into the family, so that there was a chain of accountability, so that every athlete that wanted more could get more. And we were creating a safe place for that to happen, a very low risk and high reward environment.
That's amazing. What's really interesting about these two stories is that people are motivated typically in two areas. Either you're motivated from pleasure, like you love the arts and you want to give another pleasure, or sometimes it's pain of challenge of things not working out the way, and you have to fill that gap. And either way you go, as long as you're seeing the need and it's driving you and you're motivated to serve, good things are going to come from it. Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you guys. What about you?
Well, as you just said, what motivates people, what also motivates people is being able to save money. And my father and I are in business. We're independent brokers, so we're able to represent multiple different carriers. and it allows us to help our clients save money on a year-to-year basis. And why we decided to settle in Bethel, it's funny because when I was growing up, me and my sister would always say, "Oh, Bethel's so boring, there's never anything to do in Bethel." And that was kind of the gist when you went to school, you know, everyone would always say that. And in the past 10 years, it's really taken off. I mean, you go down Greenwood Avenue, you see all these local businesses, most of them members of the Chamber, and they're all working together, and that's everybody's main goal, is just promoting Bethel. And it really is on the rise, and that's why it's a great place, you know, why we decided to remain in Bethel, and it's a great place for any business to get off the ground.